Hello everyone, welcome to another movie commentary for another movie of timeline that I watched relatively while I was young and didn't know much
Basically,
about. This is Reign of Fire from 2002, and I actually didn't watch this one in theaters, but only on TV when they broadcasted it later on. Uh, this is bizarre. I don't even know if it's based on a movie or not, but I don't think so. It's a movie that essentially poses a interesting question, to say the least. Essentially, what would happen if a concept, a fantasy concept like, say, dragons, would be introduced in our community? How would the military react? How would the everyday people would react to that?
well, that sounds like
Maybe
fun.
some interesting premise. Too bad it just didn't work that much. It's not terrible. It's 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it didn't pay off, and from what you can see, it only grossed barely more of his budget.
Well, I'm sure it
Anyway,
doesn't have an all-star cast. Oh wait, no, it's got Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey, Isabel Scorupco, and Gerard Butler, our good old friend from Gods of Egypt.
poor guy.
And
I remember when he was mostly
timeline.
remembered as Leonid. All right. Start before the Touchstone Pictures logo. All right. 3, 2, 1, click.
I gotta say though, when I saw the director's name, I did kind of a little bit of a chill going down my
Rob
spine.
Bowman.
What's so bad about him?
Well, in terms of his TV work, it's fine. You know, he's directed a lot
He
of
did the X-Files. Yeah.
and he also directed the first X-Files movie.
He'd also
But-
won episode Quantum Leap.
But after this film, the only film directing credit he had after this was of Elektra.
And
Ooh.
he essentially worked up until 2016 to the Castle TV series.
You know, okay, I know that's not always the case, but why is it that there seems to be a common curse that TV directors, whenever they transition into movie stuff, tend to kind of get a bum deal with the movies?
Maybe because it just sadly cannot work. It's like something like a format that cannot work properly.
TV directing's way different to film directing.
Well, here's the thing,
I
amigo.
honestly don't know, Jova.
Well, here's the
Maybe
thing,
that-
amigo. It has
Wait,
worked.
Matt.
Also,
wait.
isn't this introductory sequence amazing? Look at how
Um,
inspiring.
Hold on. Bats, Matthew McConaughey, Christian Bale. Was this movie ghost-directed by Christopher Nolan?
Wait,
or
wait,
something?
wait. Hold on. What does Matthew McConaughey have to do with Batman?
No, but I was mentioning Nolan comments because remember,
Well, you said
McConaughey
Batman.
was in
Nolan
Interstellar.
has made Batman films, and Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale have been in Christopher Nolan films.
Oh my God! This even looks like it's starting off like Batman, just with
Oh my god, the
birds.
blurriness.
Wait, actually, it's not bats, and then I see it's actually pigeons.
Wait.
So Dweebs, yeah, we're starting in London.
London.
So is it? Wait. I know how this goes. This kid is
I've actually been here in this particular place of London.
Okay.
I recognize that painting on the wall.
Okay, guys, I know how the story goes. The kid is going to grow up to be an abused child who then ends up using umbrellas as his main weapon of specialty. Gotham, then.
Not just that, but
Like, seriously, that's how you
I
open
can
up
already
for...
tell what kind of because this color and lighting scheme just screams Zack Snyder. Like seriously, this is the kind of director who's trying to be gritty.
Zack
direction.
Snyder at least actually did it right with Watchmen, and I'll give him that. I mean, go up and
that's a faint job. But the only reason that worked in Watchmen is because Watchmen is already supposed to be like that. The problem is that Snyder puts that in every movie he makes.
Hang on, why are they allowing him into a construction site without a helmet? And why are they allowing him in here at all?
Let me guess, his dad works here.
If I recall, his dad is one of the workers or like the directors. I forgot.
Oh, well, isn't that nice? At least he's not a
Keep in
miserable...
keep in mind, it's been a lot since I watched the movie properly.
Well, look at the bright side,
He
Wibbs. At least he's
has
not...
to wear a helmet. It's the law.
Look at the
Safety
bright...
first, Dweebs.
Look at the bright side, Wibbs. At least he's not a cliche English orphan whose life is miserable and he has to
Also,
work in
speaking
these
of-
conditions.
Speaking of the people behind the film, two of the writers have only this to their writing credits, whereas Matt Greenberg, on the other hand, who wrote the screenplay, His previous work included such classics as Halloween H2O
Oh.
and Children of the Corn-Free Urban Harvest. And after this film,
He did
he did
1408, huh?
1408, Mercy, and Seventh Son.
Huh.
Seventh Son, huh? Have not seen that movie yet.
I've heard you're not missing much.
So basically, though, the team for this film is incredibly British. And of course, for an English setting, we set most of this in Ireland for filming.
Yes.
Ugh, really?
Well, I don't know why, Dweebs, but for some reason you Brits like to show one location as another. Like, seriously, there was one film that was supposed to be set in Scotland, but
And
then
don't
you used
forget
England
Doctor
for
Who.
that. And then there was another film where it was supposed to be in England, but then you used Scotland for it. It's like, is that just a thing where you can't stand filming stuff in the actual location it's based off of?
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the thing, Jova. England itself is
would
a
you
place so
say-
boring they need to film
So, Jova.
somewhere else.
So, Jova, would you say this movie is committing a no true Scotsman fallacy?
Which is funny considering they're filming Detective Pikachu in London.
Well,
Dweebs,
well, here's the
considering how
thing,
much you
Dweebs.
like to-
Well, here's the thing, Dweebs, though. Those are Japanese and American filmmakers. See.
Also, Dweebs, maybe that's the plot twist. We're actually filming in Cardiff again, like Doctor Who, and you don't know.
See,
In
Dweebs.
fact, Webs, that's actually another running gag you can create for yourself in our commentaries. The no true Englishman fallacy, and like to call accent.
Oh my freaking god. Guys, this is reminding me of how the Super Mario Brothers
You
movies
just
start
said
out.
arsehole to a kid.
The
Seriously.
arsehole of the world.
Oh, wait. Let me guess. This is one of those movies where the kid is like this introvert kid, and everybody around him is an asshole.
Why? Okay. I'm assuming that that's his dad.
Actually, no. Only
That
his mother. Only his
doesn't
mother
look like
worked. The woman we saw before. But apparently something has been found.
Let me guess, it's a dragon.
Well, not necessarily a dragon in itself, but you know.
Let me guess. It's something that's gonna traumatize him as a kid that he has to later find out the secrets and mysteries of later for the course of the film, like in Godzilla 2014.
Well, first of all, you see that these set of caves seem to be, very oddly specific.
Skin.
in terms of
Skin. That's... Okay, seriously, it looks like they took this from the dinosaur movie.
I'd rather be
The only-
watching that.
Wait a minute, hold on, let me take a look. Oh my
Ah.
god.
Well, that's what does he catch fire from lights?
No, he's just probably puking some.
Ew! Ew, gross. And was that supposed to
And
be...
now he's
So, in case you wonder, guys, every single dragon in this movie is in CGI, and this is a movie of the early 2000s. Enjoy.
Okay, I'm going to look up who was behind the animations here, let's see.
On the development, they said something that someone said that they watched movies like Jurassic Park and Dragonheart, and they wanted to do something more.
So
with
let's
the
see.
reptiles watching it.
So let's see. Rain of Fire was filmed in Ireland's Wicklow Mountains on the condition that the crew clean up after themselves and not damage the landscape. Apparently this film was shot during an outbreak of foot and mouth disease in Europe. What's that?
Oops.
It's not pretty, I'll tell you that much.
And apparently during the filming there was an outbreak, so many planned sequences could not be filmed.
Dusty!
Ouch.
Green screen.
Yay.
Oh look, there's his... I think that's...
So yeah, dweebs, here's your lesson for today for you Breedbongs. Never try to construct more subway tunnels.
Oh, so that's his mom.
Right.
I'm
Well,
Or
no,
guessing.
you might
well,
accidentally
actually,
wake up dragons.
Well, actually, guys, according to IMDb, they did film at least It's in London.
Well, that initial sequence was clear in London, I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Suddenly a dragon.
Yeah, remember, it was that's the thing that the kids saw. So essentially, it woke up.
So his
I
mother's
guess,
played
it was
by...
filmed in Ireland to save money.
So his mother is played by Alice Cridge.
Creed. She was as Creed.
Let
Oh,
me guess, Mom dies.
she was the main villain of Star Trek.
Wait. Die. Exactly.
The dragon, while moving up, shook the elevator and she fell
So-
off.
But she fell off. But she's still. Wait.
She's
No,
still in there.
she fell on the ground, and elevators for that kind of thing are metals and everything.
So-
okay,
so-
I guess.
But old time skip.
So
But
prepare.
didn't she have a helmet
So
though?
essentially, here's what happened.
He's the sole
because-
survivor of an inferno underground, apparently.
Not the soul survivors, but basically that's what happened. Starting with that, dragons start awakening all around the world, and for some reason, despite their technological advancement, the military completely sucked in fighting them. So the dragons decimated most of humanity, and now we're reigning over the land.
Really? So dragons are the bad guys.
Not necessarily, they're just huge apex predators.
Does Christian Bale get to use his proper accent here?
I don't remember, I only saw the Italian dub.
So is this film just going to be about trying to exterminate dragons?
Exactly, Jova. Essentially, this whole group of soldiers will have to find a way to exterminate the dragons and find a place for humanity to, start again.
Because that's what I want to see. A film about eliminating anything new and unique that's introduced to the world.
That's the American way, Jova.
Apparently that's the British way, since this is with the Brits here.
Was the director British as well?
No, Rob Bowman's American.
So wouldn't it figure, though, I mean, with Jurassic Park, Americans actually try to preserve dinosaurs. With this movie, Brits try to kill dragons.
Well, they're dragons and they were unleashing hell upon the world. What do you expect us to do?
Well, okay, question to you. Have they actually tried to, maybe make nice with the dragons at all? Or have they
The
just been
dragons
trying...
are technically considered huge animals. They do not have reasoning. They do not have... They work purely on instinct, and as I mentioned, they act like apex predators.
Oh, I get that.
Everything they see, they eat.
I get that. What I mean is, has anyone tried actually taming the dragons?
No. Yeah, that would be an interesting idea for a movie.
Okay, I'm sorry. I refuse...
And here's our Christian Bale.
Oh, so the kid grew up to... Wait, hold on. So Christian Bale plays a child who lost his parent because of a freak accident that ties to the main plot of the movie.
Yeah.
Pedro, is Christian Bale typecast?
Yes.
Since he also plays John Connor, who lost his mother to leukemia.
I think this is the first time I've ever heard Christian Bale not put on an American accent.
So I guess it's a plus for starters.
His American accent is fine.
Accent is fine, honestly.
I know, I'm just saying it's the first time I haven't heard him use it.
Are you sure, Dibs? What about that ever-famous
Well,
Christian Bale outbreak
Jova,
video during the
remind
filming
me.
of...
Jova, it's been years since I saw that movie. Remind me, what accent did he use in Newsies?
He used a...
Northumberland?
He tried to do he was basically doing a New York accent.
Yeah, makes sense.
New York accents
How was
tend to
it?
be... He used a Brooklyn accent. He was kind of cheating, but it worked.
All right.
Northumberland, eh?
So essentially, after
Who's
Thanksgiving,
Northumberland, Whips?
Northumberland, it's in the northeast of England.
Oh, okay.
So
So we moved. Wow, we moved pretty far away. We moved
and
from
also
London.
in case you
And up
need
there in
a,
the distance, you can see the castle of gargoyles.
So,
in
question,
case you need
We moved from
hold on,
London near
guys.
we moved from London near the south to right up north.
In
question.
case
Also,
you need
sorry.
in case you need an year, it's 2020 now. So
Oh,
guys,
good.
be prepared to be in 1 year. In 1 or 2 years from now, we need to be exterminated by dragons.
But
Also,
but
Mr.
hey,
Director, could you-
Teal, there's good news though in the year 2020.
Hmm.
Also, Mr. Director, could you please acknowledge the fact that there's other colors aside from gray?
Yeah. But hey, guys, there's good news about the year 2020.
no,
There's
guys,
good
Yes,
news.
yes, Jova.
There's good news about the year 2020.
Hmm.
We're in host for a new president to finally replace our current one, since it's time for presidential elections.
Guys,
I'm not sure this is the biggest of our problems right now.
guys,
Yeah,
bad
please.
news.
What?
Edinburgh's gone. No.
Literally who?
Edinburgh, the capital city of Scotland.
Isn't it pronounced Edinburgh?
No, it's Edinburgh.
So here's my question: why would you get an
Oh,
A-list?
that's Gerard Butler. Hello.
Why would you get an
Very
A-list
young.
actor like Alice Creech and just kill her off when she's literally just only had a few seconds of screen time?
Pointless cameo.
The sad part, Dwebs, is that now that after what happened in 122, he doesn't have any good roles left apparently at this point.
So
Yeah.
so Gerard Butler plays some guy named Creedy.
Oh, Isabella Scorupco. She
He's
was
gonna be part of the team.
She was the main Bond girl in GoldenEye.
Funny. Anyway, it's funny I brought up.
Natalia Fedronova Simeonova.
So, anyway, though,
Yeah.
apparently due to an outbreak of foot and mouth disease going on in Europe, many of the planned sequences could not be filmed due to restrictions, which is apparently their excuse for why
Star
we're
Wars
going.
reference.
Cute. So apparently the reason we're going to have a lot of plot holes is because they couldn't film certain planned sequences due to the restrictions.
So why didn't they just change the script?
Star Wars, the theater play on.
Because they were
Yeah.
lazy dwibs. Anyway, so apparently, blah 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 blah. So apparently the dragon effects were designed and built by Artem with visual effects by Secret Lab, whoever those guys are. But
This
here's
is so ironic considering the eventual buyout in 10 years from the release of this movie. Go ahead, Jova.
the dragon's digital effects posed a unique problem for animators. In recent years, there have been several movies starring creatures with scaled surfaces. Among these are Jurassic Park,
Okay.
Dragonheart, and Lake Placid. The surfaces of these creatures have generally been constructed by layered painted textures atop displacement maps. This gives the model
So-
textures, but the scales stretch and shrink under the movement of the creature, giving a rubbery look that's not realistic. That's right, so these guys had trouble pulling off what movies well made before this movie pulled off. But here's
So basically, entertainment in this world is so desperate we have to use Gerard Butler for Star Wars.
Hey, I
Whoa,
wouldn't mind
hey,
that.
hey, look.
I mean, he's a decent actor, project depending, but
Gerard Butler is a good actor, just with a lot of
if
bad
humanity
luck.
if humanity was at its last legs, and you had only the choice of Gerard Butler to play as Luke Skywalker, would you mind that?
Boy, the League of Shadows sure had an interesting start with their child section division.
I'd have Gerard Butler beat Darth Vader.
So essentially, we're using these to teach the new generations how to react also to the dragons.
Oh, we're doing one of those apocalyptic futures where technology has been broken to the point where we're living primitive lives.
Yeah, Jova.
Just like Battlefield Earth.
Daily reminder that in a couple of years, Yoko Taro will release the first Drakengard, which has a similar conclusion to this, but much, much better.
Okay. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't mind these sort of plots when done right, but so often it's the sort of plot that, in the future things are going to get so devastated that we're back to primitive ways. It's like, it's so preachy, so pretentious, and is usually used as an excuse for having lame sets in entertainment.
Reminds me also on the Time Machine movies, both the old one and in 2002 one.
Is that girl supposed to be a love interest?
Don't remember, but I think she's also part of the team.
Oh, but they
We
still
haven't
have...
regressed entirely. We still have cars.
That's the thing, Joe. It's more of a Mad Max situation in the sense that technology is there, but it's just scavenging time. I think the right term is diesel punk.
Could you imagine if the Mad Max movies were made by Sony? They'd be finding PS Vitas in the desert.
And what are those smartphones they make?
Sony's phones now.
Yeah.
So anyway, here's the real kicker. In order to overcome the limitations, the groundbreaking work done by digital effects animator was done by, Neil S. Curry. Guess what? He also did Disney's 2000 dinosaur film. Like,
Brilliant.
no wonder it looks like it's from Dinosaur. It's the same digital effects animator, only here's the problem. Dinosaur was a mixture of live action and CGI, with more emphasis on the animation side of it. This... Oh, God. Okay.
Even, John, when initial sequences play almost back-to-back like Dinosaur, the person is running in front of what he considers just like a tree or a rock, in this case, saliva, or in this case, pirate saliva, gets dropped near him. He turns up and sees the head. Like...
Also,
So
how
this
can
this is one of the main points of Christian Bale's career, where he kept picking the wrong movies. He did this, and then but then like around 7 years later, he did Terminator Salvation.
The
also
Eagle of Freedom does not approve this.
also how convenient that dragon spat liquid on him before breathing fire. Like, seriously, is that okay? Is it ever gonna
Actually,
be a
that's I think it's the strategy. It's something like a combustible thing, then ignite it.
Why not just torch it? They don't need to be covered in a combustible thing.
That will be too easy, Joe.
Like, seriously, are they at least gonna establish this behavior of dragons in this?
Hey, at least it's not like in Dragon Art 2 or 3, I forgot, where's that monk, that Chinese monk that teaches at was
And yet still, they can't get the effects to look as good as they were in those older films. By the way,
no,
you know-
in the Dragon Art sequels, the CGI is god awful, much worse
know-
than one.
I don't even know why they needed to film this bit in Ireland. I mean, the north of England had a lot of mine stuff going on. Why not just film
We're
there?
having some thieves.
so are we at... Oh my god, is this gonna be like Game of Thrones where it takes forever to get to the dragons?
So yes and no. It's the same principle. CGI is expensive, you know. But here's the thing: we also kind of need to show
So this is
How
what
you
the
might
alarms of
describe
the future are going to be like.
Morse code. Yeah.
That seems a bit unnecessary. Like, you know, I think...
By the way, in case you have forgotten, then the initial narration also says that the dragons were actually responsible for the extinction of dinosaur.
Okay.
I mean, screw the meteor theory. Dragons.
Weird, because a lot of things people suggest that dragons were kind of dinosaurs but with wings. Huh. So dragons apparently were responsible for dinosaurs. You know, okay.
Don't ask.
Now I just realized, why have we never had a movie about dinosaurs versus dragons? Like, seriously, you'd think Hollywood would have thought up of that by now with how awesome that is.
Well, you can have that playing a Yu-Gi-Oh video game, Yu-Gi-Oh card game.
You know what I mean, though. Have that actually be the focus.
But again, it's the easiest target ever because the Yu-Gi-Oh range in terms of monster is infinite. We pretty much done everything possible.
Tio.
Why are we supposed to be scared of the birds?
It's
Question,
not.
Tio.
It's a recognizing. A scouting eagle. There you go.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
question, Tio.
Yes.
When do we next see the dragons?
Well, maybe we're just about to find out.
Jump scare?
That's
How
the
can a dragon, as big as it is, cause a jump scare, Joe?
stealth dragon.
Stealth dragon.
He's just standing there, huh?
You know what that cloak reminds me with those shots with
What?
that evil Kermit the Frog in the recent Muppet movie. Oh no!
So, yeah. So, yeah, dude, maybe just standing there was a bad idea. Like, seriously. Why was he just standing there waiting to see what happened?
Maybe he wanted to die or something. I don't know.
In case you're wondering, also the recklessness of the dragons is also because, as
Wait.
the narration put it, the dragons recently have eaten almost everything in the world, so essentially they're all starving, and this makes them much more aggressive.
A movie with Christian Bale in it, and one of the characters has to look for someone named Rachel.
Great.
Oh my god, what is with this film and pointing out Christian Bale's typecastos?
Also, I think I get it, Pedro. The reason why there's so much gray and these clouds fog is because we can hide the CGI effects better with this.
I guess.
So-
Yeah. Also, John, to answer your question, well, there's always DreamWorks' Monster versus Aliens.
That's
guess.
Monsters vs. Aliens. I want to see dinosaurs versus dragons, dang it.
I know, but then again, Joe, that movie proved that that concept can be boring. So,
I mean, at least they tried it.
Well, they should find it better then, apparently.
Okay. I take it you're not a fan of that movie?
no, it's not bad. It's just bland,
It's your
forgettable.
typical DreamWorks movie that works for some months and then people forget it.
Yeah.
So it's like almost all of their movies, aside from the select few.
Yeah.
So, you know, what?
No.
What?
Essentially, no. They're rescuing the people, the thieves. Remember, these guys were infiltrating to steal their tomatoes or whatever they were cultivating it. But then they got there and they almost died. But then they got rescued.
So these guys have even more advanced technology.
Is this where the rest of the film's going to be based
No.
in? Just
No,
Northumberland?
if I recall correctly, Bale is gonna be in charge of a team that's gonna be sent to kill the responsible, like the alpha male, which is the only thing that now can guarantee more dragons in the future.
Let me guess. The alpha male is the one he accidentally woke up from the beginning of the film, isn't it? Oh!
Well, dead.
So, when was this movie made?
2002.
This was 2 years before Goblet of Fire, I think.
3 years.
3 years before God of Fire. Like, seriously.
How much before Philosopher's Stone? I think 1 year after Philosopher's Stone, right?
Philosopher's Stone. Philosopher's Stone came out in 2001.
Well, some of the effects in Philosopher's Stone.
So only one. No, but I mean, if you want to do a comparison, Jova, Norbert.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Norbert was in Philosopher's Stone. That came out in 2001, right?
The dragon puppy that Hagrid hatches.
And that looked better. I mean, okay, look.
Yeah.
I get, look, bigger budget, sure, but again, though, remember, before this, there were movies like the first Dragonheart and Jurassic Park that did what this movie was trying to do so much
Lord
better.
of the Rings came out a year before.
So yeah, there's really no excuse for these looking that bad. Also, is that dragon dying or something?
No, he's just looking for something to eat.
Idiot!
So, but he's ignoring them because humans are not very tasty.
Why are you
apparently.
taking off your helmet?
Because
For establishing shot.
I want to. Now shut up.
I'm guessing he's gonna be another character. And I guess that's it?
Who lit all those candles?
Christian Bale.
One
Just
by
like
one.
in the League of Shadows!
Jova, please don't shout.
Okay. Seriously. This is like an inversion of Lost in Space. Lost in Space called so many things in the future. This one movie seems to have set Christian Bale's destiny as a film actor. Like, I have to wonder if the dude looks back on this film and thinks, oh my god, this thing predicted the entire course of things.
Taxes needed to be paid, Jova.
Well, hey, it's like Michael Caine said for Jaws 4. I didn't see the movie itself, but I did see the house that it built me. Money.
Indeed.
So, that's Christian Bale, and I'm guessing the guy he's talking to is Gerard Butler?
Where's Matthew McConaughey?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I mean,
wasn't
he
Matthew
got
McConaughey
top
like
bill- he
the
got-
second person listed in the casting?
First one, actually.
Actually, we're gonna arrive later on.
I mean, remember, he was the first actor to appear on the credits.
He's gonna arrive later on. Basically, remember, these guys are the Brits.
I mean, if Bale is the main
hold on,
character...
Pedro. Sorry.
I know, but I was about to say, if Bale is the main character,
Yeah, but
why
I'm about to
didn't he get
explain.
top billing? Go ahead.
Where essentially this is like the group of Brits in this castle in Northumberland.
Remember. The movie is
And
taking
later
place
on,
in...
and later on, a group of Americans will arrive, and the leading person will be Matthew McConaughey.
Of course, the Americans come in to save the day.
America.
It kind of does reflect real life in some regards.
Jova, I'm just gonna quote what if scenario of the Simpsons with Lisa Simpson and Marge say, with Mo saying to the Brit, yeah, but you saved our ass in World War IV.
No, World War III.
Actually, no, it's the Brit who says, oh, you saved our asses in World War III, and he's on. Whatever.
No. The Brit basically goes, well, we saved your asses in World War III after Mo
Whatever,
pretty
not
much calls them
important.
out for saving them.
Yeah, that
guy,
joke.
Yeah, that's not.
Wait. Robert Downey Jr.?
No.
That guy looks like Tony Stark.
Maybe that's who they would have got if. Maybe that's who they're gonna get if Robert Downey Jr. leaves the series. The cheap
You
replacement.
be a wanker.
Who's this guy?
Guys, okay, I get the feeling this was written and This was made by American.
Hey,
Hang
yeah,
on,
Jova, yeah, Jova.
hang on.
One at
wonder
a
what
time, one at a
nationality-
time.
I wonder what nationality the people in the tank are gonna be.
I get the feeling that this was made by Americans who write this stuff. This is how they think British people talk.
Actually, Dweebs,
We don't say wanker 24/7. You
also, Dweebs, check the nationalities of the writers.
So basically, what you're telling me, Dwebs, is that it was probably written by the same guy who wrote Galdo from Reference Ref.
Hey,
Well, actually, he doesn't even say A that much. That was mainly just Dweebs overreacting. Anyway,
how
Greg
much bullets?
Chabat.
Oh, I recognise that guy.
Who's Greg
What?
Chabat?
That's the guy in the background. Just he was in Star Trek: Deep Space Nine. He plays the Doctor in that one.
Huh, interesting.
Can you feel the tension, guys?
Not really.
I just want Facebook to stop shoving notifications in my face.
Yeah, apparently the majority of the film staff are British, Dweebs, so you kind of have yourselves to blame for the wanker thing.
The director's American.
The director ain't the writer.
Well, he's the guy in charge of the project, though. You think he'd have got the writers to tone down the...
Unless the
overrated
actors just improvised.
Yeah, that's also some things about the actor improvisation, Dweebs. I mean, to be fair, even a lot of British stuff itself has the word wanker a lot. Like, come on.
Time just kind of stereotypically so, though.
Well, you guys kind of lent to the stereotype.
Well, it's better than... Well, at least it's better than...
The music is trying way too hard.
Oh, yeah!
Well, at least it's a better stereotype than
Let me check
every
who was the
single...
composer.
At least it's a better stereotype than every single British person sounding like they're posh and from London.
I thought you would have liked that one. It's fun.
No, I don't.
Hello.
Oh, by the way, there's a video game based off of this.
Yeah.
So that's...
Discount humongous.
So, yeah, we're 30 minutes in and we've seen...
Yeah, sorry, Toby, you're worse than dragons, apparently.
Of course, that old stereotype.
So
Well,
you want to
not-
do actually something, mate?
Mate, our town got wrecked. Why do you think it's a dump?
Congratulations, Christian.
So, we're 31 minutes in, and how much focus has there been on the actual dragons?
Barely that scene where they get attacked. I get the idea behind the script, but this is just bland in execution.
Is that Matthew McConaughey?
I think so, yeah.
If that's the case, it took him a while, half an hour.
Because
The film's
that's what
only-
we want
and the
for...
film, and the film's not even 2 hours long.
Because that's what we want, you know. The main actor, the first one to be named, to show up only 30 minutes in. Like, you know, give Dustin Hoffman credit. I mean, he actually... Okay, the film at least built up properly to Dustin Hoffman showing up in Hook.
For you.
By the
Sorry.
way, these are a bunch of Kentucky irregulars, a group of
Yeah.
Americans. So just one fleet from Kentucky?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Van
that-
Dan, there you are. And he's from Kentucky, so...
So do you have fried chicken in that tank? Oh, there you go.
You
on an
bet-
old...
Manchester.
Somewhere outside Manchester, eh?
But not-
Essentially, from what I get, his group has done a gigantic pilgrimage from Kentucky.
And you come to
Why?
England?
Remember, one of the consequences of the birth of the dragon was a drastic low in temperature due to nuclear winters. Hmm. Oh yeah, they have a tank.
Is the
Why?
tank even armed?
Why is he even?
Yeah.
Why is he even against letting them help?
Because remember, Mad Max type of dystopian future, they don't trust strangers. But look at that, he killed a dragon and could get one of his teeth.
You know, give Mad Max credit. While in hindsight the first movie is kind of dull compared to the sequels, the first movie at least did a good job of setting up how the world went to the other crap it was. Here, we just saw one dragon pop out and then we've gotten a slideshow of stuff suggesting what happened.
Yeah.
So, pardon
good.
me if I have a bit of trouble believing
Well,
that
I-
humanity would be this much against each other just because
Well, look at the bright
dragons!
side, Jova. Look at the bright side, Jova. At least it wasn't just black screen with white text.
You know, honestly, yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'll take that over this because that was at least honest with it, and we at least did to see, and at least we got to see proper After Effects that made sense in the context of it. This can't even do
Honestly,
that.
to me, even the initial narration of Waterworld is more believable than this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Also, your film is about dragons. You should not be this boring to the point where I would rather be watching Aragon over you, you stupid movie.
Yikes. Oh, look at that.
So,
I gave you my dragon tooth. Now we must marry.
so,
Yeah.
question. What if it's a fake tooth? Like, you know, what if it's just a tooth he fabricated to get them to trust him?
Well, considering the
So,
really job, I
basically-
don't know if they had that much of a chance.
So basically, Pedro, this is the closest we're going to get to a crossover between the Prestige and Inception.
What?
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
right, those two
Well,
were in
actually,
those.
well, actually, does wouldn't the best joke be Prestige and Interstellar, considering Matthew McConaughey is in this?
Whatever. So,
Oh yeah, I must have got my films mixed up. Sorry.
so basically, according to the Americans, all the dragons they've fought and found are female.
I will say, like, regardless of
Oh,
how
I
badly...
get it. We're doing
So
that. to-
essentially, essentially, the dragons need, since all the other dragons are female, they need a male, obviously, to procreate. So, if mankind manages to kill the male, that's gonna be the end of the dragons.
So they're doing that thing from Jurassic Park where the default is female as well. Cute.
We're making sure that life will not find a way.
Question: how do they know there's only one male? Like, seriously.
And they are basing this only on the informations they get on sighting.
But you... Okay, look, America, we're great and all, but we don't make up the entire world here.
America.
Like, seriously.
Every single no, Jova, remember the blessed words of Benedict Keith. Every single country is property of America.
Are you seriously telling me that they're basing part of this movie's foundations on the fact that just one section of the world only has female dragons? No checks
Sure,
of
why
all
not?
the other areas, like, you know, Australia.
Yeah, even the other guy is calling him out.
Yeah, why do I have a feeling that that guy's gonna get shunned later on? In fact, who is this guy? He's my favorite character so far. Let me
What
guess.
that accent
I
is
will
supposed to
say-
be Irish? Oh, an helicopter.
What?
Helicopters?
Okay, you know, this movie's pretty freaking inconsistent with the technology.
How
here
did
and
we
there.
lose half our technology? How did we lose like 90% of our tech, yet America kept some of theirs?
Oh,
Because
don't
they're
you see,
just
Dwibs?
awesome.
Don't you see, Dwibs? This is a prequel to the Leighton and Ace Attorney universes. This is why part of the Leighton universe is more old-fashioned compared to America.
It's just low, and that's also why a part of England has a gigantic desert. That makes so much sense now. God.
I will
Yeah,
say, however,
sure we do.
that despite how badly written the characters are, I do appreciate. I do think the acting isn't that bad. The acting is at least they can at least try.
They're
and
trying,
follow
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Especially Christian Bale, because I'm a big fan of Christian Bale's facial acting. I think he's really, really good at
And it's like I
purely for his
said,
facial expressions.
again, this seems to be a deal with, you know, TV directors who get pushed on the movies.
Hello, female interest.
Oh,
So this
Like,
is the one.
So,
I can tell even from the first fucking shot.
so a Brit and an American getting together,
Getting
It's
to
a match
know
made in
you.
heaven.
getting to
Alexander
know
Jensen.
much about you.
Like,
And her
Well, no,
name?
it's a relic from the 90s,
That's
I
one movie.
guess.
That's one movie I probably could pick for my next one, The King and I.
Which is
I
weird.
forgot
wait.
which one. The animated one
the
or the
animated
one
one,
with...
because that one is so hilariously terrible.
There's
Hang
also
on.
the live-action one where Draco Malfoy
Yeah.
is 5
I'm a
years
bit-
old.
So us Brits are dressed up as like World War One soldiers, and it's the Americans who get the
Cool
more
stuff,
badass
yeah.
futuristic look. How
Don't blame me.
how lovely.
Don't blame me. You Brits agreed to this script.
Joe, but you're again American director.
Well, British writers.
It's a conflict of interest, I guess.
Okay.
Well, to look at it
Now
this
here's
way,
the weird thing, though.
Yes,
Though-
Pedro.
Go ahead, Joe.
Here's a weird thing, though. Okay, so the love interest name is Alex Jensen, and she's played by Isabella Scorupco. Here's the thing:
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
an
I
American
recall now.
played by a Polish-Swedish actress. Okay.
Let me check. Also,
At least McConaughey's actually American.
wow, her filmography is really short enough. She has got so few roles after this.
Her
She was
most
in
thing-
Exorcist the beginning. She was in Alias for like one episode.
Her biggest thing I noticed that she was in the 1995 James Bond film
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Yeah.
After that, well, yeah, like Tio said, Exorcist the beginning, and well, not really much stuff of note.
I mean, Alias is an interesting franchise, but for a single episode appearance, I don't count that much.
But hey, she's also a singer, Dwebs' favorite kind of actress.
But ones who can use their other talents in their roles.
I'm guessing she doesn't get to sing in this movie, does she, Tio?
No, guys, I got it.
Oh, does she?
I got it.
Oh.
No, Joe, I got it. The final plot twist, not a plot twist actually, a plot point's going to be she sings the dragon to sleep, and that'll give them time to kill it.
What does that remind me of?
Harry Potter.
When did they need to kill a dragon to sing it to sleep?
No, they sung the dog, not sung the dog to sleep, they used music to put it to sleep, and then they got around it.
So, okay.
Anyway, in case you need again a reminder of what's gonna happen, the Americans essentially just said we're searching for volunteers to kill this male because we managed to track him somehow.
Oh, so the male's handing...
So Bale and a couple of other people are gonna go, but we forgot who argued and say that if Dragons actually kills them, if Fausta kills them, it's gonna manage to track down the castle and actually launch a full attack on them.
Was that
And
Gerard
so-
Butler's
so-
character?
Also, that cop had a butt.
Tio,
Yes.
is this one of those films that has the plot point of if you kill the master dragon, all the other ones just die?
Not necessarily. It's a thing of, as I mentioned, Leaves. All the other dragons that they've been found apparently are all female. So if the alpha male gets killed, the dragons will not be able to reproduce anymore.
So let me guess. The male dragon is the one that, shoot, what's Christian Bale's character's name?
I don't know.
we-
Just call him Christian Bale.
Abercrombie Queen.
Okay, I'll just call him Quinn then. Basically, so let me guess. The male dragon is the one that Quinn saw as a child who ended up killing his mother. Am I right?
I don't remember. No, I don't remember, but I
Speak-
don't think so.
Speaking of which, where was his father in all this?
We don't. I guess it's not important, Joe.
Oh, so it's Disney syndrome.
Pretty much.
Yelling! Why are we yelling?
I do
Also,
love random yelling.
also,
So wait a
I'm-
minute. The Americans yell, and it's the Brits who go out doing.
Also, in case you're wondering, that's the same dragon who destroyed the crops. But apparently, the character of Matthew McConaughey actually knows the weakness, the major weakness that's used for hunting dragons. Apparently, they have poor vision before sunset.
Oh my god, you're ripping off a T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Oh wait, never mind. I mean the T-Rex from Jurassic Park 2, because, yeah, T-Rex actually worked on vision in Jurassic Park 1, but then in Jurassic Park 2 it's changed to smell.
Of course. But now don't you see, Joe, about those we were actually toying with them.
Uh-huh.
But they had the same writing staff and director though.
The Jurassic Park 2 is such an anomaly. I like it better than 3, but only because it doesn't do as much bad as Free does.
Yeah.
It's actually one of those times where I wouldn't mind a bad longer film to a bad shorter one.
Amen to that.
That was a trap, by the way.
It depends
Oh,
on how.
actually, it was
It's a camera.
tracker. Tracker device.
Well, it depends. It's not so much the length itself; it's how long it feels. Because Battlefield,
Battlefield Earth.
What's the Battlefield Earth is only like it's not even 2 hours long, but it feels
Yeah,
like
but
free.
Yeah, it feels like an eternity.
Yeah.
Even with John Travolta, damn.
While you
Yeah.
were still
Well, the
learning...
sad part, well, remember, he's not exactly on the screen all the time anyway, so yeah.
Again, though. John Travolta was like... That project was supposed to be his baby of sorts in filming. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
It's not a bogey, it's a fucking dragon. I know it's a code name, but come on.
How did a film that bad get made in 2000?
Oh, Battlefield Earth?
Yeah.
It's a mix of things, honestly.
Anyway, back to Christian Bale Dragon Hunter.
Yes.
He's about to 360 no scope.
Yes, the rifle is totally gonna take down a dragon.
Well, if you know if he actually manages to get a weak spot, maybe.
I'm sorry, but that dragon needs to be coming in way closer if he wants to actually do some proper damage.
So basically, in this movie, the Doctor of Star Trek Deep Space Nine is now the communications guy.
Sure.
Who's this guy played by?
Alexander Siddig. Again, like I said, the Doctor
He's
from Deep
prepared,
Space Nine.
So, Gerard Butler's character is kind of barely shown up now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's not one of the main ones, so.
Even though he has... I think he was like one of the top billed actors. Huh.
What is it with these kind of films where the top billed actors don't appear till like quite a ways into a movie?
Just like
It
your
reminds
favorite
me
film,
of,
Chappie
it-
Dwibs.
It reminds me of that movie with Rob. I forgot. It's essentially Red Brown versus a Sasquatch, and it also stars Frank Stallone, but he doesn't appear right before the end. Like he's like there for the last 5 minutes.
So basically, Frank Stallone was just like, "Hello, I'm in the movie."
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. The last tracking device. Beep boop.
I always wonder what the behind the scenes productions of bad films are like.
There you go. Somehow we managed to triangulate the position because of
I've
this.
seen a few B-roll videos of bad movies being made. Like I've seen Pan, and I've seen one of them.
Oh
I've seen,
no, shaky cams.
Oh, shaky cam.
Ballistic even got one.
No.
So wow, in a surprising twist, a helicopter can't beat a dragon.
So,
And also-
parachutes.
Yeah, apparently these people are gonna try to rescue the other guy and or track the dragon in the process.
I wonder who's gonna win.
The great survivors.
I'm pretty sure that dragon would have caught up to them by now.
Not just that, he could just incinerate them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
You
see
know,
it!
where actually is the epic music?
I
It should be playing right now, you know.
Commander 901, I have a breakthrough. I see the horrible CGI abomination. Permission to animate more properly, sir.
So,
Not
no.
granted. The budget does not allow for it, soldier.
Denied to sit down, I guess.
What just happened? What did that dragon smack
they
into?
launched some nets in order to block his wings. So if he's gonna, fall down, he
Also,
should be
this scene is
killing.
very badly directed. Like,
And even
like
shot.
the
Oh.
way to pose. Okay. Show us a better angle so we can see what's going on.
Ah,
Like seriously.
Uh,
Hi, the CGI dragon.
well, a lot of good that net did, I guess.
for a movie
And
that has dragons as a selling point, they shouldn't show up that often.
Yeah.
Like, with Jurassic
At least in Aragon, the dragons actually had a prominent role.
Oh.
He just crushed.
So, we just had him die in the equivalent of a wah-wah YouTube video.
Yeah, it's literally missing. Oh shit! And the other got eaten.
Seriously,
So
I
hang on, what
The,
happened?
the only thing is missing is if he cuts back to the ground. Where's that hole?
Oh, so now they have a parachute.
Now
So-
that's because the guy who crashed down had to, speed up in order to outsmart the dragon. But
We're
the
not
So-
gonna
enemy-
make it. Let's speed up. Or...
So
Yeah.
what happened? So what happened was, two people. One didn't pull his parachute and died hitting the ground, and only one managed to survive.
Let me guess, the one that survived is going to also get pretty much clobbered eventually.
Jesus.
Bring it to me, Quinn.
I feel
Was,
like
was this like?
I
Was
feel
this
like
like?
I'm
Well, I'll
one.
give it credit. I mean, it doesn't feel that long of a movie. We're already halfway through, and it doesn't feel like.
And he has a battle act.
It
Is this
doesn't-
Skyrim
Was
now?
this was this the era of? Was this like Matthew McConaughey's long era of having bad movie after bad movie?
Let me check what was his filmography at the time.
You know what I just realized? I feel like I'm watching the beta footage from Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, seriously, Christian Bale's kind of dressed like Venom Snake when you think about it, riding a horse every now and then. Now, if there was actually some color to the universe...
Let me see. Around those years, he had 13 conversations
Oh,
about
look,
one
it's,
thing.
it's the
How
machine
to-
person of interest.
How to lose a guy in 10 days. Tiptoes. Oh, he was in Sahara.
Well, Pedro, is that you're on about person of interest?
Well, hold on. Wait till that shot shows up again. You see that those shots where we're seeing things from the machine's viewpoint?
Yeah.
The font looks similar to the machine's font.
Maybe it was the same production. Oh god, that file looks so fake.
no.
Yeah. But apparently that the tank shot managed to kill the dragon.
Some of these, some of the CGI is almost League of Extraordinary Gentlemen bad.
Yeah.
In fact, could we
And
get
that was
Jim
done by
Caviezel Jesus
ILM.
in here? No.
Sorry. Those are clearly cheap effects. cheap props.
So it's Wing Bro.
Let me get. Okay.
Also,
For a moment there, it looked like that scene in Hook where the crocodile, for some reason, comes to life and tries to
And
eat.
eats.
Also,
Like-
believe it or not, guys, this is where a lot of the budget went into for a dead dragon.
Is this supposed to be one of those scenes? What have we done? Like,
No,
am I
it
really?
doesn't look like
Am I
it.
really?
Well,
Oh, never mind.
so apparently hitting a dragon with an axe causes the scene to change.
Yay, let's party hard.
Okay,
To be
okay.
fair, Dwebs, we've seen worse transitions.
Okay. So, guys, this is where most of the budget went into for the dead dragon. Basically, it was for this scene where they considered groundbreaking work that they had to hire from Disney Neil S. Curry from Dinosaur to help out with doing what was both a combination of CGI and practical effects. The dead dragon. That's where a lot
So
of the
the
budget
dragon-
for the effects went into.
And the dragon dies halfway through. So what the hell has this movie got left?
Actually, that was just the dragon attack the crops, not the one that Matthew McConaughey is about. Is tracking down.
That dragon was only on the dead dragon was only on screen for like 10 seconds.
Okay,
What was the
Teo, you might know. In
Mhm.
fiction, in mythology, usually what's the medium length of life of a dragon?
Varies.
Depends, but the general consensus is that they either, immortal in a sense that they live eternally if not killed, or at least very long longevity, like say a millennia, approximately.
Okay then.
So, yeah.
This happened.
Yay! America saved the day, man.
Seriously, though, who puts most of their budget into the dead animal? Like, seriously, that's like if most of the budget went into the Triceratops that pooped in Jurassic Park instead of, the T-Rex. Like, seriously, no wonder the dragons look so bad.
Matthew McConaughey is shaming everyone down because
great.
He literally said you need to blame the country that spawned the dragons.
Oh,
And since
great.
Christian Bale was the kid who awakened it, he feels responsible.
Wait.
Oh,
wait,
great.
wait.
The American is giving us the lectures about, how can you live with yourselves and that. Mate, we killed a dragon. That's rare as shit,
But apparently your country is responsible for dragons coming back and pretty much destroying the
It was an
world.
accident.
Well, Dweebs,
Lady,
let's, again,
lady,
Dweebs,
you're
what-
both
what's-
beautiful.
well, again, Dweebs, that's what you get for trying to get your subway too extended.
Here's my question. How do they know that he was responsible for it? Like, the newspapers just report that he
No,
was...
no, they don't know. He's just saying in general, and Christian Bale knows in himself, so...
But what
We
is
discussed. Hang on, wait. We discussed you were at least trying. What were you lot doing?
Oh, and of course they have the
Barking orders and
Of course they have the American leader smoke a cigar.
what were you
Oh.
lot doing? Barking orders and getting incinerated.
Well,
Of course, Joe, well, don't you know? That's all Americans do. They smoke cigars and laugh.
And you know, shoot their guns.
oh hey,
And
Creedy.
be bossy pricks.
That's Gerard Butler's character, right? I'm the one talking to Christian Bale, right?
So,
Am I right? Because honestly, it's so hard to recognize people who aren't Christian Bale or Matthew McConaughey.
Jar Butler's the he's the Scottish one.
So was he the guy who was just looking at Christian Bale like, what, in that scene?
Yeah, yeah, you're looking at him like, what's he talking about? We actually did the hard work.
You know, this is sort of a problem with this movie. It's not just the humans who look visually the same, and that's sort of an issue. It's like, oh, a lot of people, except for the main characters, look so dull and blending in with each other. And of course, there's the dragons themselves. Like, I had no way of telling that was the dragon with the crops because that dragon looks a lot like the other ones. Like, seriously, why not actually get some visual changes, looks for these dragons?
So how are we supposed to help the rest of the world? We're looking in the right states.
Exactly.
So what the hell's McConaughey on about?
You know what? Give Independence Day credit. Yes, that movie kind of did the whole Independence Day for the whole world thing, but at least it was the entire world teaming up. Here, it's just two countries supposedly out to save the whole world from dragons.
And yet the Americans are, and yet it's that really bad stereotype where the Americans just like to boss everyone else around when they're not doing much of any hard work themselves.
I mean, admittedly, Matthew McConaughey did kill that dragon, but
Off screen.
Oh no,
wait.
she was actually in love with one of the other military guys who died, I think.
actually, James, that dragon was dead on screen.
I don't even know.
Matthew
anymore.
McConaughey just took an axe to do it, I guess, to harvest it.
It was the looting. Have you ever played Monster Hunter, Dweebs?
Not really. I mean, I don't even know what it's like. Is it like Pokemon? But
It's literally what it says on the tin. It's you hunt monsters. That's pretty much accurate.
well, I mean, I'm not really a fan of those kind of those kind of titles, but at least it's to the point, even if it does sound a little bit
that's what
uncreative.
in that franchise. For context, after you kill a monster, you essentially spend like a minute or two literally harvesting the corpse for looting material.
Great. Now we're going to explain the science about dragons.
Actually, that could be interesting. It's easy, like in Pete's Dragon, where we dedicate an entire song about it.
So we have a Welsh, an American, and a posh Sweden in the cavern. Somebody make a joke for this.
It's like a waiter in a bar.
A Welshman, a Swede,
So there you go.
and an
That's
American.
what we're telling what they said. If they kill the male, they kill the species.
Oh, and now we're going to London.
Wait, so we're only just now established.
Well, near London, we're like 66 miles from what I get. Come on, Bale, get a bit more gruffy voice. You need to practice for Batman. My way.
To be fair, Bale, this guy did just save you from a dragon.
Not just that, humanity is on its last leg. Are you seriously, start to argue with this?
Jesus Christ, Britain. You can't do everything on your own just because you got Brexit a few years
Also,
ago.
a personal space, mate.
We do a
I'm
lot
still-
better. We do a lot better if it weren't like in the previous scene where Americans were trying to shove their dead men values down our throats when they were doing jack
Okay,
shit.
Dwebs, we get it.
By the
Again-
way, I'm still not gonna fall in love with you.
Yeah. Also, again, Dwibs, they did actually manage to kill the dragon.
I wonder what happened actually.
Wow, you're quick, lady. Of course he's seen it, duh.
Trouble? What kind?
Oh.
Well, maybe I'm guessing dragons.
Essentially, he's teaching all of them. He's searching for recruits.
Oh no, he's teaching us actually how to kill dragons. How terrible.
Well, look at the others.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 3, 4.
Let me guess, these four are played by known actors.
Actually, I don't think so. Well, I think it's Gerald Butler is one of them.
Let me guess, Christian Bale's about to come in and punch him. Or reprimand him. Oi!
Oi!
Oi, moit.
Oh my god, I called it!
Fight,
Well, Teo, like Dwib said, Bale rarely gets to use his real accent in movies, so can you really blame him for
Oh my
really
God.
trying to make the best of it?
Oh my god, guys, Christian Bale having an outburst, just like off camera
fighting.
in Terminator Salvation.
He's fighting Matthew McConaughey.
This movie, wow.
All right, time to fight. The one who wins will get to star in a Christopher Nolan movie first.
Yeah, unfortunately for Christian Bale, this is before he exercised a lot for Batman Begins, so, yeah.
Well, this was before that movie where he needed to lose a lot of weight, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's one thing about Christian Bale. He loses and gains weight a lot for his film roles. Like, there's
Yeah,
one where he
he's
has
a
to be a
really
practical skeleton.
Versatile.
He's a really dedicated actor in that regard. Yeah.
He's dedicated to his
writer,
craft.
actor. But,
He's
Never mind.
dedicated to his craft. He just doesn't seem to have a lot of luck.
yeah.
So, Dickweed, why not let him help? Like, seriously, he's just teaching them how. He never even tried to force them to. You're just acting like a jealous dick at this point.
Well, he did say that he did ask for volunteers, but then he decided just to draft people in.
Was he really drafting them?
Yeah.
Ew, what was gonna force them to join, though?
Join or I'll make you listen to the American national anthem in a loop.
But that
no.
national anthem is
And
actually
together-
awesome.
I will-
Funny considering they replicated that scene before.
Oh yeah,
of our
that's right.
combined strength.
And now she's comforting him? Why?
Oh, Matthew McConaughey doesn't feel nothing.
Remember, the obvious love interest is obvious.
So this movie wants us to hate Matthew McConaughey, but side with Christian Bale who'd rather everyone just wait around to die.
It's just.
Oh, he's doing that stare.
The scowl, yeah. Actually, I wouldn't mind that. Christian Bale is Samurai Jack.
It could work, considering how much of a great facial acting actor he is.
Yeah. That's one thing I'll give him. No matter how good or bad the movie he's in, his acting
why
is
they-
always true to it.
But why are they casting a white man as a samurai?
Yeah, come
Actually-
on. Phil Lamar played him.
Not just
Yeah.
that, but trust me, that boat is long since
Oh,
sailed
we're
ever
doing the
since,
thing where alcohol can just automatically heal a wound?
Besides, it wasn't
but
the
we're-
non-Asian
so-
guy being a samurai kind of the point. So
So, but
that's-
we're Resident Evil fans. We can't really complain about this.
Yes, I can complain about it. I still found it silly. Not to mention the fact that this is supposed to
On
be...
a medical point of view, it's accurate only for half, I guess.
Huh. Hey, it's actually...
Essentially, Trevor, what you need to do is actually dilute a bit. Otherwise, it will just fix, not fix, but get fixated on the wound.
Shame he
But-
just...
Diluting it actually kills bacteria and everything.
Also, is it intentional that this kid looks like how Christian Bale did as a kid in this movie?
It's symbolic.
Oh, really? We're doing that old thing. I have to try and redeem myself by helping this kid who looked like I did when I was a kid make the right decisions in life.
Yay.
Like, believe it or not, folks, this was actually a thing in movies for quite some time.
Again, these movies is carrying over its shoulders a bunch of very nasty relics from the 90s, and it shows.
I think 2002 was the year where the 90s started to die.
I
And
think
Well,
it was around 2004 when they fully did, because there were a couple of 90s styled films made that year, I think, that flopped.
to be fair, dweebs, there were a few 90s style films made afterwards, and to be fair, the 90s style of filmmaking has never truly died, per se.
But it hit quite a nasty slump, though, didn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, to be fair, it was being done horribly at that point.
Okay.
You
Thanks for
know,
that,
the helicopter's wings there. Yeah, they weren't moving for a bit. Animation failure.
Which is odd. I mean, this film was a big enough budget, they could have used an actual helicopter.
Like, seriously,
Yeah.
seriously. With how close that helicopter was to him, it should have actually been blowing his hair over the wind. That's not a nitpick.
Here's another thing. I know it's tied to the whole gray thing that Pedro mentioned before, but the landscapes in this movie are terrible too.
Dunkirk did the whole gray battle thing
Yeah.
better.
I promise you guys, England is a lot prettier looking than this.
Well,
No,
and
that-
remember,
Well,
even
that's
remember,
saying
Dunkirk.
something.
even on a realistic point of view, Dweebs, Ireland
just
is
that.
way better than this.
It's even just that. Like Trevor said,
remember-
Dunkirk had. Sorry.
Remember, Tio, this is supposed to be England. It's just filmed in Ireland.
Ireland. Anyway, go ahead, Pedro.
It's not even just that. Dunkirk had the gray shots, but not only did it make sense considering the context of the
It was a
movie.
war.
Yeah. Well, technically, this is
Well,
also
this is
kind
a
of a
war,
war.
too. So
just that
This falls into the problem that Pedro noticed the other time, and that only recently with The Last of Us they fixed that people assume that just because it's a post-apocalyptic world with only a few humans left, color dissipates automatically.
Yeah, that's one thing that I really appreciate about The Last of Us. Naughty Dog still managed to not fall into that trap.
See,
And-
here's
because
the
there's still a lot of color in that game still.
So
See,
what are
here-
you saying about Dunkirk?
I was going to say, like, even in Dunkirk, there are some shots that have a bit more colors to them. Like, for
Yeah.
example, the shots on the boat, for example, those look fine.
I'd say the best example of how you do this sort of stuff is the Wonder Woman live action movie of all things. Like, seriously,
Yeah,
that movie
one did it
knows
really
when
well.
to be gray, when to be colorful, and it's not just about what scene you're in, but also the mood you're trying to set. See, okay, look, let's be quite honest, folks. For as dark and grim as World War II was, it wasn't actually really that gray in real life, believe it or not. And don't even get me started on World War I with how people like the Friends started off wearing all those bright and colorful clothes.
Jova, one of my favorite scenes from that movie is Steve showing London to Diana, and then it's like, it looks.
Oh wait, hold
hideous.
on, guys. The Dead Dragon. Remember, this is where the budget went
We
into.
still need to use the cheap prop.
This is where most of our budget went, so we're going to show off.
Also, this carcass probably should be, smelling really badly now.
Oh, yeah, for a second there I thought that was the dragon.
What are you doing, Bale? I'm
This is
gonna take. Oh, there you go. It's an egg.
a dragon egg.
Oh my god, we're gonna turn this into 98 Zilla, right? Well, if it's the cartoon, fine, but not the movie.
No, it was just the confirmation of the fact that the
Honestly,
dragon they
Patron-
killed was female.
Well, honestly, actually, no. This isn't like it's not like 2014 Godzilla. At least this film has the excuse it wasn't named dragons or whatever.
So it's not even just that. The sad part about that 98 Zilla is that while the movie's a piece of crap, the animated series that's put on it is actually a pretty underrated cartoon. It's pretty good, actually. That's the sad part. Unfortunately, because it came out in a movie that was reviled by the audience, it did not stand a chance at having success, sadly.
I'm sure there's been plenty of good. Remember, Pedro. Stargate managed to get a successful franchise.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, but
surprisingly.
well, here's when did the series? When did the series start?
The film came out in 1994. The TV series came out in 1997.
Which one was
Well,
the
then
first
again,
SG-1?
SG-1, yeah.
Well, then again, here's the thing. Stargate was one of the. See, the thing is, before Zilla, Roland Emmerich's movies were actually pretty critically acclaimed back when they first came out. Stargate and Independence Day were very well liked back in the 90s. It was only with Godzilla that people started turning against them.
Yeah.
Actually noticed that.
It's like I said. It's like I said before. I'll give Roland Emmerich credit that Stargate was at least trying to be about something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The problem is that after that, he kind of took the feedback in all the wrong ways from that movie and basically went apeshit after that. Independence Day.
Dweebs, what's Pembury?
Pembury. Well, unfortunately, I'm not quite sure. I'll look it up. I've never been Pembury.
Continue, Pedro. Sorry.
And Independence Day, that's okay. Independence Day, while it does have an entertaining Will Smith in it, and the campy factor of the President of the United States going on a spaceship to fight aliens is kind of laughable, it still was definitely a step down from Stargate. And then, of course, Godzilla came, and that was a piece of crap. And yeah, after that, his career went pretty much nowhere.
Pembury's in Kent.
Huh.
In fact,
And
Roland Emmerich, sorry, go ahead.
And we've gone past London.
In fact, Roland Emmerich has pretty much lost all relevance by this point. Does anybody even mention his name usually nowadays?
Well, remember, he did the Independence Day to the second Independence Day
Yeah,
movie
but
recently.
but did anybody actually saw that movie?
I don't know.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it didn't help that the 20-year gap didn't help.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's not like Independence Day was all
There's the
that
mail.
good of a. It's not like Independence Day was all that good of a film in the first place.
Yeah, buddy, a shotgun will kill the dragon, clearly.
And what is McConaughey?
No. We managed to get away.
I
in
know this.
time.
I know this. Use the Blizzaga spells.
Like,
Don't use fire. Use ice. Come on.
But Pedro, what do you get when you combine fire and ice?
Mediocre sequel.
Wow.
Bye.
Well, bye. Aren't you glad, Dwebs, that you paid? Well, actually, you didn't pay anything. Aren't you glad, Dwebs, that people back in 2002 paid like 10 quid to watch a film about dragons where the dragons take place like 10% of the movie?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, Pedro. Not a lot of people saw this movie.
Anyway, there you go. The dragon now leaves them, and surprisingly enough, he's gonna, for some reason, find the castle of his own and start attacking it.
Who, Christian Bale?
No, the dragon.
Oh, well, like the dragon's gonna attack the.
No, the dragon's gonna attack the castle with Christian Bale in it. Because remember, outside of the volunteers, Christian Bale has not gone with the Americans yet.
Van Zandt.
Banzai.
What kind of name is Van Zandt? That sounds like a Japanese anime. Van Zandt.
No, Dwebs, at the very least, if this was a Japanese anime, it would have at least be more enjoyable in the sense that it would be more over the top than this.
Well, as we found out that anime can also be boring.
Oh, well, of course it can. It's just that this one, but most of them tend to be at the very least over the top, more enjoyable than this. Because this movie is one of those. It's kind of in this Twilight area in the sense that it's not bad or campy enough to be fun, and it's not really good enough to be, well, good. It's just a mediocre, soulless movie that you forget about it immediately after you watch it.
Yeah. Oh no, the dragon is about to attack everyone.
I mean, here's the thing, Dwebs. For as much as we all hated Code Geass Season 1, at the very least, that anime made an actual impression.
Bye, Doctor. Sorry, Dweebs, I guess your Star Trek character died.
Well, fuck. Now what am I going to reference?
You need to find a way, another way. But yeah, that's what boggles me. How did the dragon manage to find the castle regardless of the volunteers?
I read the script.
I guess so.
Why not? I've long stopped caring at this point.
Hell, Jova's. I think Jova's stopped caring. He's left.
No, don't you see, Dweebs? That's his secret plan. He's actually gonna sneak into the movie and kill the dragon on his own.
So what? You're saying he managed to travel back to 2002 and?
No, remember, Dweebs, this movie is set in 2020. If anything, he jumped ahead in time.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Oh no, my family, my people, my friends. It's a good thing I was conveniently out of this place for like 5 minutes.
My thinly developed family is dead.
Also, generic quote from A New Hope, I guess. Bye, dragon.
And then Christian Bale dressed up as a bat to fight the dragon.
Hello? Dude, there's a fire around you. Hello, Gerald. So essentially, we're gonna escort the survivors into a bunker.
All right.
Oh, okay.
What do you think the walls can then protect you from?
It's a child, but I guess yelling enough just convinces her.
I guess. Don't go.
Well, yeah, that's probably what we need. Are the quote of Christian Bale shouting. Can you imagine, Dweebs, Christian Bale having to voice a character in a Disney movie and having
Let
to
me
yell
check
eventually?
Wait.
That can happen with Howl's Moving Castle, didn't it?
Oh
No, Howl's Moving Castle was awesome. This isn't.
no,
I
I mean,
with Disney.
well, I don't really count it, Dweebs, because Disney was only distributing it, wasn't it?
True. Yeah. Disney was only distributing it. Yeah. Basically, Dwebs, Hayao Miyazaki and John Lasseter are big friends in real life, which is why he's established this partnership between Disney and Ghibli, which is good.
Bye.
Which is good because before that partnership started, English dubs of Ghibli movies tended to be really bad.
I'm sorry, guys. Apparently, Gerald Butler died because of stupidity.
Oh no! How will I cope?
It's just a couple of years before 300. Just a couple.
Wow.
Although sadly, to be sorry.
No, there you go.
Although sadly, Disney does not distributing all of Studio Ghibli's movies outside of Japan. Sadly, some of them went to G Kids, which is this. They're basically the modern 4Kids of sorts. Their dub of Up on Poppy Hill, which is a sadly underrated movie of the Ghibli catalog, their English dub of that movie is horrible. Ugh.
They didn't really help themselves with the name, did they?
No. Dude, that movie could have worked just fine.
I meant the G Kids thing.
Oh, the G Kids thing. Yeah, G Kids.
Well, to be fair, Pedro, it's like I told you, even my country has this kind of problem with the more recent iterations of the Ghibli movies.
We over here, we don't actually dub Ghibli movies, we just subtitle them.
Yeah, I guess it's more convenient that way. But which dub you use for reference, the English one or the Japanese one?
Japanese. We just subtitle the original Japanese version.
Okay. Dweebs, how Christian will ever cope with the loss of his best friend?
We actually, to an extent, never, because we actually do have Portuguese dubs for the Miyazaki ones, since those were actually those are of course more kid friendly. But when it's something like Grave of the Fireflies, we didn't even dub those because.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to the dub of that Ponuk film.
Hey, I'm back, guys. Sorry I was BRB for a bit. It's just like, well...
Sorry, Joe. Apparently Gerald Butler died in the meantime.
Oh, he had, like, what, 3 scenes in this movie?
Yeah.
Wait, oh my god, he did just have free scenes in this movie.
He was like, sorry, I need to go.
Let me guess. He had to sacrifice
partner-
himself to save
It's-
somebody.
Surprisingly, yes and no, Joe.
Well, sadly, too.
One at a time, one at a time.
Sorry, Pedro, give me a second. He stepped in for an action that Christian Bale was supposed to do, but then died like an idiot because he actually stood still while he had some seconds to get repair.
So let me
I have
guess,
to go.
Christian Bale now
go.
Christian Bale now blames himself for a death that was kind of the victim's own
Exactly.
fault again, like Batman.
I have to go now. My empire needs me.
Go
Serious.
ahead, Pedro.
No, Gerard Butler died on the way back to his empire.
Well, Dwebs and Tail, that's the thing. Remember, this was still 8 years before he got to be in How to Train Your Dragon, so this was him biding his time, I guess.
So anyway, the last thing I remember seeing before I had to BRB was he was inside the dragon's carcass and he held, I'm
He
guessing
got an egg, yeah.
Oh, wait.
In fact,
Oh, so
And
that
then
was an
essentially
egg.
it was a confirmation of the fact that the dragon they killed was female. After that, Matthew McConaughey's character tried to kill the male that we spotted in the city, in the village near London, but that didn't work. The dragon came to the castle, attacked everyone. He killed the radio operator, a lot of other people, including Gerard Butler. So now, with no hope left anything, Christian Bale is going to take his chances and follow Matthew McConaughey's group in order to defeat the male.
Why?
Because he has nothing left.
That's what it takes to convince him that he has nothing left.
Jova, are you seriously questioning the movie at this point? It never cared from the beginning.
No, it's even more stupid than it was going in. Like, seriously.
Jova, think of it even more stupider. In order to find the male, they need to get into London, which is considered right now one of the main nests of the dragons.
Because Hogwarts?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Go ahead, Pedro, sorry.
Oh, you know what? That looks like that kid who plays Peter Pan in the Once Upon a Time series.
In fact, speaking of dragons, the dragons in How to Train Your Dragon look better than the dragons in this movie.
And that was full-on animation.
And those were intentionally animated.
So, okay. So what did he do with the egg?
It was just unfertilized egg. It was just his confirmation of the fact that the dragon that they killed was female.
How do they know that egg's not gonna hatch? It was kind of glowing pretty radiantly. Like, it looked like something was gonna come out before I BRB.
Blame the lighting engine. I don't know what to tell you.
So you're telling me that after I left, nothing happened with that egg? He just held up an egg and
Nope.
that's it?
Maybe from what I can imagine, they not even that edible, considering they took it as a provisions.
Do we even see what they do with the remains of the dragons? Like, if
No,
that actually
remember,
helps them?
Jova, they just left it there.
Why
guess
don't-
I guess dragon meat is not even
Hey.
that edible to begin with.
Hey, here's a good question. Why don't you, analyze the carcasses of dragons to maybe find out what makes them tick? Maybe try and,
I guess all the scientists died.
No, I'm sorry. Even if all the scientists died, I refuse to believe that nobody would have come up with the idea to. What the hell?
Because remember, London is in ruins, and
So-
the dragons are living there.
Okay, so it's the dragons just from Game of Thrones.
He literally just said, this town's gonna hell.
Okay, there's got to be an obligatory Big Ben shot. Come on, you don't have something.
Actually, there was there. It was in the shot with Westminster and the Big Ben, all in ruin.
Was the clock face there though?
Partially destroyed.
Okay, look. It's not good if you
There
have.
you go, Jova, look at that.
It's not good if you have Big Ben and
There you
it's
go.
not.
That's the male, the gigantic one.
How do they know it's male? Does he have genitalia?
Because
And there you go. Since the dragons are all starving, the big ones are starting to cannibalize the small ones.
well, to be fair, Jova, do you really want to see dragon CGI testicles?
No, what I
Or-
want is a reason for why they think
Oh
it's
my
male.
God.
Like maybe. What? What's wrong?
Last thing I want to see in a movie is an actual dragon dildo penis.
Honestly, Tio, I wouldn't. Be, I
Sorry,
wouldn't.
Teo, for that image in your mind.
I wouldn't be surprised if this movie does that eventually.
Well, Teo, look at it this way: if we can survive Zork's dragon penis, we can survive anything.
Yeah, I guess, but I can't. Again, Pedro, I can't imagine 10 plus. Well, let's just say almost 15 years of internet history where people actually jerked off to these things.
So, to bring up the real hypocrisy of Christian Bale's
Yeah, like
character. See, here's the thing. Christian Bale's character beforehand was like, no, I have to protect people. Well, now when he has the children to protect at the most dangerous point, now he actually wants to help save a dragon, not
Yeah.
actually protect the children. Like, dude, I think you got the script reversed and on rewind here.
Well, Joe, it's pretty clear at this point that Christian Bale's character has no character at all. We just made a very flimsy premise and then roll with it.
Again. It's like I said, it's like his character is an amalgamation of characters he would later play.
Not just that, Jova, is also, again, it's the movie running with a checklist, in a sense that it's having some of the cliches that were popular in the 90s movies. It's trying to have a somewhat premise.
Is this the same cave he went down to as a kid?
I don't remember, Jova, but I don't think so.
Also, why are they even down here?
I would expect that, honestly, but yeah. Remember, they're using flare in order to check if there are dragons or not.
Why look for them down here when they clearly more so rest up in the sky? I mean, okay, I guess
they need to sneak in without being detected and reach the big one, without with the least encounter possible.
But I thought we saw the big one earlier, flying off into the sky.
Yeah, but it's right there in the open. It's not a good idea charging in guns blazing.
So, question, what's going to stop the big one from having a harem of female dragons waiting back home to guard the place while he's gone?
I have no fucking idea.
Because,
hello, did I miss anything?
yes.
London is in complete ruins and infested with dragons to the brim.
Wait, let me guess. The male one perches on top of Big Ben.
R.I.P. London.
I mean, come on. His resting place is so obviously got to be Big Ben. I mean, you don't have an apocalypse.
So there you go. The only thing they need to kill it are C4 strapped arrows.
That's it.
Basically, they need to do the Hawkeye tricks.
That's all, huh?
What was that line from Age of Ultron? Like, there are countless robots and I have bow and arrow.
At least with Ultron, it took the combined forces of all the Avengers to bring him down properly.
That, Jova. Well, it's not replicated that effectively, only partially in the Marvel movies. But Hawkeye at least has a array of tricks with his arrows. Oh, there you go, Jova. You wanted your symbolism. This is the same elevator.
Oh, of course.
So I was right. This is the same underground cavern.
Well, yeah, I didn't remember that. So,
again. I'm so willing to bet that
there was the corpse also of his mother there.
Oh, how
Jova,
nice.
I just realized something.
What?
This is like a war version of the storyline of Twister, except instead of tornadoes, it's dragons. It's Christian Bale chasing dragons.
Honestly, Pedro, there are more Twisters in Twister than dragons in this movie. And
Well,
that's
it's
saying
just-
a lot.
What about the show where there were like a
dragons.
bajillion dragons coming out of London?
Even with that, though, they're...
Well, regardless of the quantity of things doesn't negate my point. The point is, this is basically the same thing. Christian Bale wants revenge for a dragon that killed that attacked his family. In the same way that Ellen Hunt wanted to destroy a tornado because the tornado attacked her family. So yeah.
Reminder that in that movie, we actually have a tornado growl.
Yeah.
Yes. So
And we also have another tornado take on Jack Nicholson's face on The Shining.
Mm-hmm. See that rare car, you can climb it.
Rail car.
So, again, we're going to the male dragon's perch. How do we even know which one is his?
I forgot the way. There they have some way to track it down.
Would be nice if they showed or told us.
They probably did, they just didn't go so. Essentially, they're finding a good spot in order to hunt it. They're doing practically a hunting mission.
Again, though, I refuse to believe that the male dragon's perch wouldn't have a bunch of female dragons waiting for him, because that's how the alpha male works.
It's probably something they established in the not in the initial narration, but when Matthew McConaughey's character explained the fact that he only found females. I guess the reproduction of the dragons in this particular world is either slow or very selective, so that's why the male dragon hasn't bred yet.
So basically, it's a ripoff of the Gerudos when you get down to it. Like, seriously. One male every now and then boom.
A fuck ton of females.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jump
Because that's
scare.
gonna help your aim.
Seriously, drinking alcohol before shooting.
Don't drink and shoot, kids.
You know, the Wonder Woman movie had a scene actually calling out that stupid cliche.
Was it the Scottish guy drinking?
I forget, but basically Wonder Woman pretty much talks about how, drinking alcohol before shooting kind of lowers your dexterity or something like that.
I was mentioning it really messes up your concentration and your vision.
And basically the reason he did it was because he was not really a guy cut out for that job. He was just kind of forced into it.
Also, in case you haven't noticed, it's just those three against the dragons. That tank that you had could have been a bit helpful.
Yeah, like, why didn't you bring that?
And how is this going to be a big epic finale? There's only like 9 minutes,
yeah.
like 8-9 minutes left.
And once,
I guess this version doesn't have credits.
And what's keeping all the other?
Sure it does. So yeah, probably like about 5 minutes left. So what exactly are we gonna do?
Are the credits something like a minute long?
And what's
we're super sped up. Yeah.
And what's keeping all the other dragons busy?
Remember, they fear the bigger dragon, so I guess they don't want to stay near it.
Even though they have to be near him to breed.
I have no idea. Well, it's clear pretty much that the director or the writers actually never bothered with actually doing some biology.
Oh, wait, hold on. That's right. Because of the foot and mouth disease, they couldn't shoot several scenes. They could, maybe they should have just delayed the movie then.
Or again, just rewrite the script.
But no, because of that, and because they couldn't rewrite the script, that's why we have all these stupid plot holes, because they couldn't shoot scenes that would have facilitated otherwise. Like, Jesus Christ, that's one of the most laziest reasons. Okay, look, I get the reasons here and there, but look, if you had no other option, then okay, why not do it somewhere else? Like, yeah, I get it. It might be controversial, but at least you'd have that reason for it. I mean, yeah, it would probably be something that film commentators like us would still make fun of, but at least we'd understand why.
Yeah.
What even is the soundtrack right now?
Go!
Funny enough, the music for this was done by the same guy who did the music for the Charlie's Angels.
Oh man!
Why are you using a crossbow, you idiot?
Remember, yeah, it has both the explosive arrow, so I guess it counts.
Why can't you have fit that through a gun?
Oops, that didn't work.
Oh, gee, what a shock.
What a shock, yeah.
Oh, a crossbow didn't work?
Look at how bad the green screen effect is when he's standing there. Jesus.
Hold on, maybe that dragon...
Yeah, that's a good idea. Jump with your axe towards the dragon. I'm sure that will work.
Sacrificial.
Buddy, these ain't Skyrim.
And he's dead.
Wow, what a shock. He died.
So...
You fucking dipshit.
So, let's see. You have, Let's see. So that was the character played by the top biller. You have him enter so late into the movie, and you have him go out in one of the dumbest, lamest ways ever.
Yeah, like seriously, that was so stupid.
Okay, just when I thought Hugh Jackman was wasted and chappy, this film just went, hold my beer. Like, seriously, I don't think I've ever seen an actor get this wasted.
Who do you think was wasted more, Matthew McConaughey or Gerald Butler?
Well...
Gerald Butler. Well, Gerald Butler at the very least didn't die such a stupid, embarrassing death.
And that's saying something.
I would argue even that, because remember, he stood still just looking at Christian Bale.
But at least he died actually, doing something that actually, accomplished something. Like, seriously, Matthew McConaughey, he's been the dragon killer expert of the film, and yet he goes out in so stupid a fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is this for?
What the heck?
Oh my god! What the fuck is happening?
Oh, Dragon Vision.
It's meant to be the dragon's vision.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Horrible.
Congratulations, kid. Now you can see in theaters your movie in Dragon Vision.
You know, guys, I can imagine the process going through his mind. Dude, I'll fire a crossbow at him, that'll stop him. Oh no, it didn't stop him. All right, I'm just gonna jump.
Like, seriously,
No.
seriously. That wasn't even... Seriously, that wasn't even like Expendables, where, yeah, it's stupid, but it's at least awesome. That was just stupid and makes no sense character-wise.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 did an entire deconstruction of that jump thing.
Oh, and we're still using the flipping crossbow.
Well, we don't have an actual arrow, bow, Jova, so we need to use something to launch those projectiles.
Because it worked so well the first time. Wait, what?
Wait, who are you?
Remember the love interest.
Oh, wait. I thought she was closer to him. How did she get over there all of a sudden?
No fucking idea.
She teleported.
Alright, Christian, it's your last arrow. Make it count.
Make every shot count.
But Batman
Oh.
doesn't kill.
Except when he does, bitches.
Except when Snyder is directing him.
Yeah.
And
You know, the male dragon pretty much has him right here.
Shoot him.
Fire,
shoot it, rather.
fire breathe on him?
Ah, he needs
Okay,
to open his
okay,
mouth. There you go.
Whoever had the idea for that.
What?
and he exploded.
Chain reaction. He ignited his the sack that he uses to breathe fire.
So, let me get this straight. You have to hit them in the sack that they're gonna use to fire breathe.
I said, Jova, it's a video game logic. Shoot it when it opens its mouth.
Jump scare,
Yeah.
the dragon's still alive.
No, Jova. The movie's pretty much over.
Jover, there's like 3 minutes left.
Yeah, like seriously. Does this movie not have credits?
Why was the movie holding on Christian Bale's stun-locked face for so long?
There you go. Now you can kiss.
So, after McConaughey died a stupid death.
The male dragon, the main antagonist, also died an equally dumb death.
And of course, we need to close on a cheesy moral line.
So, you
and
know...
The fuck you're talking about?
Come on, you're the one who's actually going to have a career after this film.
Really? What about
Well,
you?
actually, Matthew Wood as well.
Well, even Geralt Butler.
Yeah, I
come
think
on.
he's talking about her compared to him.
Yeah.
Oh, goody, guys! The horse made it out alive!
And there you go. They managed to conclude the movie
Wait,
without
did Peter
kissing.
Jackson take over? What?
Wait, the soundtrack's going all Lord of the Rings.
Rings.
And now we're doing people laundry.
Essentially, it's the very no. Actually, they're repairing an antenna, a radio antenna.
So,
Essentially,
yeah.
now from what we heard, as I think, yeah, there you go. We're about to explain.
Let me guess. Now Christian Bale...
Sometime will be passing, and they say that they haven't found a single dragon, sighting during all that time.
And let me guess.
Speaking French.
Yeah, they found some French survivors.
Okay, France all of a sudden.
Oh,
Why?
oh, oh.
Also, let me guess. Now Christian Bale leads the Americans. Since
Good bottle
Matthew
of
is
wine.
dead.
Because they're French.
So there you go, Dwebs. Now a Brit gets to lead the Americans.
Why not just go all out and do a Jerry Lewis impression or something?
Dwebs. Be happy.
Well, the film's almost over.
Well, look at the bright side. At least the
There you
Brit...
go. They say that in 3 months there have been no dragon sightings, so that's the hopeful note of which the movie ends.
So
Uh-huh.
what did they all just die?
Yeah, remember, they were starving by the time of 2020, so
Right, it would have been a bit silly just watching them all drop dead from out of the sky after they killed the Master Dragon.
it's like
It's sad how the most. Sorry.
it's like what they said in one of the Mad Max video games, postcards. We say, and then the plane came down. one by one.
Where was this music during the film? Like, seriously, this actually sounds like good music.
But yeah, there are no credits, at least for this version we're watching. Sorry, guys.
Wait, what?
It's like the people behind it didn't want to. Oh no, wait,
There's credits.
No, it's not for this version we are watching right now.
Whatever. I'm pretty sure there's no after credit scene, so it's not gonna matter.
No.
And now
it's sad
unfitting
how the
rock and
most
roll music? What the heck?
I'm gonna explain very briefly. Essentially, the ending theme was made by a band of the time called Mad at Gravity, a band that lasted a long total of 3 years, from 2000 to 2003.
Dated.
It's sad how the most memorable part of this movie is Matthew McConaughey dying one of the most embarrassingly stupid deaths in cinematic history.
Yeah. But hey,
Yeah.
look at the bright side, Dweebs. The Brit got to save the day, and now the Brit will lead the Americans. No, but
Well, in this universe, I don't really. In the universe of the movie, I really don't care.
nobody's happy, really.
Alright, so
No.
that was Rain of Fire. That was boring.
Holy God,
And
that was a
stupid.
waste of a good concept.
It sucks. Next.
Yeah.
What a waste of dragons, what a waste of effects, what a waste of trying... Okay, you actually went out of your way to get a Disney animator, yet you used him for the one effect of a dead dragon. Like, wow. Just wow. And seriously, why would you give Matthew McConaughey top billing when he shows up only 30 minutes in, and isn't even really the hero?
Wait, this had a video game?
Yeah, the video game
Yeah,
got
yeah.
mediocre reviews. Who knows? Maybe it's better than the movie. But
Whatever. The point is
The
what
s-
the other side.
the
The
score
movie,
is dull, non-existent, and the dragons, the dragons are so terribly handled. Also, they literally pulled a Roger Rabbit by having Christian Bale had to avenge the... Okay, I'm pretty sure that male dragon was the same male dragon, because... Well, I
the
couldn't
movie
tell
never tells
because
specifically, but I guess considering everything else drove, I wouldn't surprise me.
Like, seriously, hey, Christian Bale, when I killed your mother, I look just like this! I don't even have the strength to muster up a proper impression of it.
I was reading the film's TV tropes page, and apparently the director said everyone knew that they were making essentially a B movie, but they decided to actually try and so that the film could include genuine acting and amazing visual effects. Just pretend that Dragon Eye scene didn't happen.
Huh. So, they knew what kind of movie they're making. Well, I guess that explains why... Okay, I will give us this. Every actor does seem like they're trying their darndest.
Yeah, but that just doesn't work, Jova, because the movie takes this concept and just make it bland and boring to watch with all that gray filter and the smoke and everything, and the CGI.
And also, it's so cliche to have, of course, the kaijus be the bad guys. Like, come on, look. Even Godzilla back in, like, the 80s, 90s, and 70s, at least he eventually became a good guy because even Japan was starting to realize that the whole thing of Godzilla just being a dick or bad guy was getting stale and old.
Yeah. So bottom line, very boring movie, wasted of a concept. Next. So I guess see you for the video game eventually.
Yep. Which of us will
Yeah.
be handling it?
We'll see in time, Joe. But it's nothing we need to decide right now.
Got it. See
See
you
ya.
then.
Yeah.